I, 26 female, am pregnant after a fertility struggle / being told I may never get pregnant. My husband, 42 male, just admitted to having an affair and getting someone else pregnant. Not sure what to do. October 11, 2023. My husband and I got married 3 years ago. When I was a teenager, I was told that due to medical complications, I may never be able to have children, but after 2 years of trying infertility treatments, I'm now halfway through my pregnancy with our miracle baby. Unfortunately, because of some complications I had to cut back on my hours at work. It's very physical. My husband offered to pick up more hours to compensate, so he has been working a lot more in the past 2 months, and coming home later. I couldn't see that anything was amiss. Things were the same as they've always been. He always brings home flowers, food, things for the baby, coffee. He's always sending me thoughtful and loving texts through the day. The gaps where he was unreachable were explainable. But this morning he sat me down, and gave me news that rocked me. He told me he's been having an affair for the past 6 weeks, and that his affair partner just found out that she's pregnant. He says that if she decides to keep the baby she's going to raise it by herself, and that they mutually agreed to end the relationship already. He wants to make things right. I don't know how things can ever be right again. He just wants to move on from what he is calling his transgression. How do I ever forgive him? How do you deal with the unthinkable? How do I learn to live with the idea that my child's sibling might be out there somewhere someday? Most importantly, how do I learn to move on like he wants me to? Edit. I have an OB appointment for unrelated medical reasons tomorrow, at which I will make sure to request extensive testing. I have plans to meet with a lawyer on Monday. I'm talking to my sister to see if I can stay with her. My relationships with much of my family is fractious, but I have a pretty positive relationship with her. I will not be seeking other options, other than having my baby due to being pretty far along, and having been told in the past I would not conceive. Regardless of what my husband has done, I love my child. Edit 2. I saw my OB on Friday, and will hopefully have some test results, fingers crossed for all negative, within the next few days. I will meet the lawyer tomorrow and go from there. My sister advised for me to stay in the house that my husband and I co-own until I talk to a lawyer. This has been such an emotionally harrowing time for me. He's acting like everything is normal. All I want to do is sleep. I keep telling myself it'll be over soon. Relevant comments. Comment 1, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be okay having a baby with a man who just abandoned one. Op. I keep coming back to this. It sounds like she's on the fence about the pregnancy, which is ultimately 100% her choice, but the ease with which he's willing to take the stance of just forgetting the whole thing happened is hard for me. I'm more than halfway through my pregnancy, 23 weeks, so I'm in a different position. Comment 2, was thinking the exact thing. I'm not getting that he has any fear of losing you. Why? Either he thinks you're easy to control, or not that bright, or desperate to stay with his wife. Which is it? Why isn't he begging you to stay with him? Why does he feel you'll just go along with forgetting that he's cheated on you? Op. I think he knows that my initial reaction was going to be that yes, we could fix this, or that I would agree to make things right. I think that he knows that I have so much invested, emotionally, in this relationship. He is my first real love, my first everything really, and that I'm more likely to fight for what we have than to give it up. Even I'm surprised at how conflicted I feel. Update October 1st 2023. Where to begin? First off, the other woman decided to terminate her pregnancy, which was confirmed to me by her. Talking to her was really weird, and didn't answer a lot questions that I had for her. This is a person who knows me, and has met me a number of times, and I just don't get it. The motivations on both sides don't make any sense to me, and I don't know if they ever will. It helped to learn there was no romantic feelings, but it was still confusing, especially since I perceive my husband and I to have a healthy sex life, as often as 4 to 6 times per week, and I don't really get what's fun or exciting about leaving the boundaries of your marriage. We are in therapy, separately and together. Going separately is helping me to sort out a lot of my own feelings, but I think that going together is essential one way or another as well. He has been cooperative and participatory in therapy. I'm hopeful that we can figure at least some things out. We've had a lot of conversations about why it won't be easy for me to just forgive this, and why I need answers and changes in behavior, and I do feel like I've been heard. Divorce is not completely off the table, but it's a hard situation to be in, especially in a vulnerable state like being pregnant. I've consulted with a lawyer and made my parameters clear to him, but for right now I want to try to work things out. I know this isn't the update that a lot of people probably hoped for, but for me I think this is the right choice. Thank you all for your words of encouragement, advice, and perspective. I definitely took a lot of things to heart, and will remember them for a long time. It's very appreciated. Edit: I want to make it clear since people seem confused, divorce is not off the table. What is off the table right now is trying to make a decision that will affect my life greatly, when I'm already in an extremely vulnerable physical/mental position, without making an attempt at healing both on my own and with him. Even if we end up divorced in the end, allowing myself time means that things have a higher chance of being amiable, and easier for all of us, especially our child. Update 2, November 27, 2023. 6 months ago, my life was the best it has ever been. My husband and I had just found out that we were pregnant after IVF. Our relationship seemed happy and strong as it ever has. Just absolutely on top of the world. I found out he'd had an affair in mid-October where his affair partner had gotten pregnant as well. The affair partner terminated the pregnancy, and I was prepared to work through things with him, even just to end up divorcing amicably. Then I found out that shortly before we got married, he'd had another affair that I never found out about previous. I was devastated beyond devastation. He said some things to me that I will never forget or be able to forgive. I went into preterm labor at 26 weeks, which they were able to stop, but after 4 weeks I'm still having a lot of complications, and I may have to deliver the baby early. My husband has been nasty and uncooperative since we fought. He hasn't come to see me in the hospital even once in 4 weeks. My life was incredible before all of this, before I knew about all of this. I wish I could go back to that. Update 3, January 3, 2024. I had been leaving little updates in this post, but I thought I would, finally, do one big update post in its own post. I think I'm finally getting better. I'm still sad. I still hurt. There are things that will take a really long time to get over. But in the time I've spent away from him, I've come to value my freedom, and myself as a person. He didn't come to see me in the hospital even once. He hasn't come to see our baby even once. We had a big fight shortly before I went into the hospital, over his infidelity, and if he didn't want to see me that's his business, but not coming to see the baby we fought so hard for is something else entirely. But it was a sign for me that I can do this. We can do this. I can do better for my daughter and for myself. I have a lawyer now, and I'm moving forward with divorce proceedings. I know I will be okay. I don't have to rely on him for anything. I'm sad about how all of this happened. I wish it didn't happen. But I also know now that I can have a whole life beyond this, you know? Also, our baby was born a little more than 6 weeks early, and is 10 days old now. She is still in the NICU, just getting a little bit stronger, but she's doing amazing, and should be home by the end of this month. I can't wait to really start enjoying motherhood. Relevant comments. Comment: it's weird that his personality changed so completely in such a short time, or was he always a selfish a-hole, and you somehow didn't see the red flags? Anyway, congrats on your baby, I wish you all the best. OP, in retrospect, there were signs. But the thing is that we had a giant fight after I found out about the second, actually first, affair, and when that happened, it was like something snapped. He said things to me I don't want to repeat, and I could never forgive as long as I live. And when I didn't fold, he decided to punish me with this silent treatment / ignoring me, whatever this is. I lived out our entire marriage as an exceptionally passive person. Gentle, endlessly forgiving, go with the flow. When I started to stand up for myself, the cracks started to show. But there were never problems before because I never made problems. The end. Thanks for listening and let me know what you think. Did Op make the right call? Should she have left sooner, like when she found out about the first affair? Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Am I wrong for kissing another man under mistletoe despite my BF telling me it was okay? December 21, 2023. It's really late where I live, everyone I could contact for advice is asleep, so I'm here instead. I'm completely freaking out over this, so apologies if there are grammar mistakes. Also, this is a burner account, my friends know my other one. My boyfriend Nick, male 29, and I, female 26, went to a Christmas party his cousin was hosting. His cousin is really into community get-togethers, so a lot of their neighbors were there, as well as some family members of theirs. Someone brought a piece of mistletoe, and was going around the party getting people to kiss. Towards the end of the night, I was sitting on one of the sofas talking to their family friend, John, male 37. I've met him quite a few times before, so we were chatting for a while, and just joking around. Nick was by the kitchen part of the room talking to his cousins and some childhood friends. The house is open plan, so their living room, dining room and kitchen is all one big room. At this point, a neighbor I'm not too familiar with came over with the mistletoe for John and I to kiss under. I understood that this neighbor didn't know me, or that I'm with Nick, so I laughed it off and said I'll skip my turn. This neighbor seemed drunk and was being loud, insisting that it's a tradition, that we had to do it, and all that kind of stuff. John went to move away, when Nick and one of his friends noticed the commotion and joined in. I think Nick saw it as a joke, and hence found it funny to join in encouraging John and I to kiss. I told him, as in Nick, why doesn't he get over here, and I'll kiss him instead, but Nick kept insisting that I give John a kiss. It was extremely awkward for the both of us. John kept trying to change the topic, and even got up to leave, but Nick seemed serious about it, as his tone changed from being jokey to serious. I said to John that I don't mind kissing the side of his mouth / cheek, and he said as long as it's okay with everyone, and if it'll make them shut up then fine. And so I kissed him by the corner of his mouth. That was it, everyone dispersed, and Nick didn't seem bothered about it, and even cheered before going back over to his cousins. While driving home, Nick was quiet, so I asked what was wrong. He said that he didn't think I would actually kiss John, and that it left a bad feeling in his gut. I said that I only did it because he was encouraging it, seemed like he didn't mind the kiss considering the circumstances, and because I thought it was in good fun. This led to a big fight that I won't go into, but it ended in Nick saying that he was thinking about proposing to me on Christmas, but that this put things into perspective for him. I'm sleeping on the couch for the night, and feel absolutely terrible. Please let me know if I'm being a complete jackass. Relevant comments. Reddit user, alcohol changes all perspectives. He put you in the spot. You didn't want any part of it. Wasn't like he laid a big French kiss. Remind him it was under his insistence that you did. Him being an asshat has made you put things in perspective too. Op, just to quickly clarify who was drinking. I had a few cocktails but wasn't completely drunk. If anything, I was just a bit tipsy, though I sobered up immediately when we started arguing. I know John had at least one drink while we were talking, I don't know how many he had before that point. And Nick was driving, so he didn't drink any alcohol. Update 1, January 3, 2024. Hi everyone, and Happy New Year. I just wanted to give a quick update and thank everyone who commented on my first post. I really appreciate those who gave their perspective, and while it was completely overwhelming, it definitely opened my eyes. I tried talking things out with Nick, in the hopes of getting some answers, but every time we talked, it ended in an argument. I tried asking if I could see the engagement ring, why he encouraged me to kiss John, and why he wouldn't kiss me instead when I suggested that at the party. But every time I asked, it would blow up into this big fight about me not trusting him. This was his excuse for not showing me the ring. Or he would accuse me of trying to drag out this situation more than it needed to be. To cut a long story short, we broke up Christmas Eve. I went to spend the holidays with my mom, and I'm currently staying at hers while I try to sort through this. I wasn't going to make an update about this, but yesterday John texted me. For context, usually a lot of Nick's family and friends go to a specific New Year's party in our town, which I didn't attend this year for obvious reasons. John said he was hoping to talk to me about this there, but that when he went, he found out about Nick and I breaking up, and so he decided to text me instead. Anyways, John apologized for letting the mistletoe thing escalate to the point that we kissed. I also apologized in case I made him feel uncomfortable, and said it was a shitty situation for us both to be in. John said that the reason he was hesitant to walk away while the others were pressuring us was because, according to him, it was very obvious that I was drunk. John didn't want to leave me alone with them in case one of them stepped in to try and kiss me instead. He also feared that they would take it further, considering they clearly didn't see any issue in the fact that I was drunk. I thanked him for looking out for me, and to be honest, I had no idea I was that drunk, which is embarrassing to say the least. Also, what I didn't know until yesterday was that after the kiss, John pulled Nick aside and confronted him. Nick never mentioned this to me. John said he basically berated Nick for encouraging that kind of behavior, and for not protecting me. I'm honestly shocked. Nick never mentioned this to me, but it kind of makes sense, if he felt embarrassed by John confronting him. I should also add that John apologized in case that was why Nick was annoyed at me after the party. That's it, but thank you all once again. I'm still not over any of this, and I'm very tearful by how everything went down, but I'm so extremely grateful for the support I found on here. Seriously, I cannot thank you all enough for your insight. Relevant comments. Reddit user: if John knew you were that drunk, why did he kiss you knowing you had a boyfriend? Why not just stop the whole thing down and not kiss you? Why did he confront Nick? If he had not kissed you, no need for a beat down. This must have not been a peck on the lips, but a full-blown kiss. I do not give alcohol a pass as the reason for anything. Couples should keep their crap together at parties. This is the classic case of two wrongs do not make it right. I mentioned in my original post that it was a kiss on the cheek, and for full transparency and fair judgment, I said I got the corner of his mouth too. It was not a full-blown kiss on the lips. Also, just to clarify now, it was a peck and did not linger or anything like that. I didn't realize I should have reiterated that in my update. That's on me, sorry about that. The end. Well, what do you think was op in the right? I think she was providing it was the peck that she claims it to be. My girlfriend, 23 female, wants to keep her affair baby. November 18, 2023. My girlfriend had an affair with a coworker, 30 male, she even went on a 7-day vacation with him. After she told me about her affair, she begged for mercy, and we went into counseling. She blocked him on everything, and she showed me that she wanted to fight for our relationship. 3 months into our reconciliation we were doing great. I even told her that I wanted to have a baby with her someday, and then her face went pale. I asked her what was wrong, and she told me that she was pregnant. It was affair partners. I was obviously angry, and asked her to have an abortion, or put the baby into adoption, but she wants to keep the baby, and wants me to be the dad. I want to be a father, but I want it to be my own child. Not someone else's. Should I leave her? Or should I try to convince her to abort? Edit for more context. We have been together for 4 years. We started as roommates because she needed money to pay her house. The affair lasted 2 months. She confessed the affair to me after a working trip. The affair partner told her to leave me for him. She got scared and left him. She confessed everything to her family, and mine as a gesture of reconciliation. Update 1. I have an update. The affair partner doesn't exist. I followed the suggestions I saw on here, about another possible social network, and all seemed fine. It was all because the supposedly affair partner, 30 male, doesn't exist. It was actually my brother, 24 male. I will confront her when she comes home from work. I'm destroyed right now. Update 2, November 19, 2023. So, yesterday I posted this asking for suggestions and help. Someone in this Reddit told me about some other social networks that they could be using, so I followed their suggestion, and I went through her laptop. The work affair partner doesn't exist. The real affair partner is my brother, 24 male, and it's been going on for more than 2 months. They have been making fun of me, my body, and my insecurities behind my back. They have been doing all kind of stuff in my house when I was working outside. I work as a cook, but that's not the tip of the iceberg. They got married during that 7-day vacation, and the worst of all, my parents knew about this, as well as her family. They were sending photos to each other. I found all this looking through all her chats. She hadn't added my brother, but I know is him because of the photos, and some things that only he knows. Well, I waited for her to come back from work. I was feeling broken and really hurt. Once she came back, I asked her immediately about this. She just smiled, and told me that she was tired of pretending, that she only stayed with me until the lease was over, and that the child was my brother's. I packed my stuff and left. I'm now with my big sister. She is as shocked and hurt as I am. She has been calling my parents, brother, and girlfriend all day. My parents are the only one who tried to contact me, but I haven't answered. I will cut off my parents and brother. Thank you for all the support. I will update if something else happens, but right now, I just will try to calm down. Update 3, November 22, 2023. Hi, it's been 3 days since everything exploded. I have been really sad and depressed during these days, but I'm with my sister, and that's making me feel better. I must answer some questions I received. Question 1. You slept with your girlfriend after she told you about the affair? No, I didn't, but I did sleep with her when she was married to my brother. I still don't know why they would do that. Question 2. Does the rest of the family know? No, but I already told them, even my ex-girlfriend's family. The only people who knew were my parents and hers. Question 3. Did your sister know? No, she has been like an outcast to my family. She is lesbian, so my family didn't like her much. She has always been there for me. She is my best friend. Now with the update. I have been staying with my sister over the last 3 days. I have been really depressed, but she was with me all the time. We even played some cyberpunk. I had to leave my job, because my sister don't trust me with a knife in my hands at this moment. I had attempted to suicide before. She told me what my parents told her. They want to meet with me to explain everything. She told me that I didn't need to do it if I didn't want to. But I want to know everything, so I am meeting with them this Friday. I went to get some things from my previous house, and my brother was there with my sister, who came with me in case something happened. Almost punched him. He has been repudiated from most of the family, as well as my parents. So, that's the update. My family keeps breaking, and I am looking forward to confronting my parents. Thank you for your good messages, and the bad too. My sister is reading me your comments, and I am happy with your suggestions. Update 4, November 24, 2023. In 2 hours, I will be seeing my parents. I have been feeling pretty uneasy all day. I have prepared some questions and a recording device. Update 5, November 25, 2023. So yesterday I went to meet my parents with my sister. I had prepared questions and a recording device, and I wanted some answers before going no contact. Some people from here advised me not to go, and I should have listened to them. Once I arrived there with my sister, my parents were mad that she was there with me. I told them that they were in no position to be making demands. Then they tried to make an apology. That didn't sound like one, but I just asked them my first question. How long did you know about this? They were quiet, but then my father said that they were leaving them their own house. Can you imagine? I was not hurt, I was furious. I knew that my brother was the golden child, but this just infuriated me. I just kept asking them questions, and I discovered that the first person who discovered the affair was my ex's dad. Then he contacted my parents, and the four of them met with my brother, and my ex, and the six of them came up with the idea of the blissful lie, words of my dad. They didn't want to hurt me, but they thought that my brother and my ex would be happier together since they decided to betray me in the first place. I was really furious with that. My sister was really pissed too, and she started screaming at my parents. Then my brother turned up. My sister and I went quiet, and my mum started making stories about mending things, and being there as an aunt and uncle, for the baby. My sister was angry, and said that she wouldn't be there for that kid. Then my brother said something like, "This will be the only child you will have related by blood." My sister went silent, and I punched him without thinking. Is the first time I've punched someone, and I couldn't be happier to be honest. My brother started bleeding from his nose, and my parents started yelling at me. I just told them that they had lost 2 children, and we left. Now I am here in my sister's house, and my hand hurts, but I am happy for protecting my sister and myself. I will start therapy soon, and I am thinking of joining the gym too. But as long as I am writing this, my bad thoughts are less common, so I think that's great news. All my family knows about what's happened, my ex's family too. I sent them the chats between my brother and my ex. I even sent the recordings of my meeting with my parents. Update 6, December 2, 2023. It's been a week since my confrontation with my parents, and nothing has happened. I have just been feeling down lately, and tired. I have seen my post on other sites and most people make fun of me, and call me a bad writer. This is not fiction. I don't know how to prove it. Should I put images of the texts I found? I'm just tired. Update 7, December 6, 2023. My brother and my parents have pressed charges against me for breaking my brother's nose. Some more bad news added to the collection. I'm looking for proof to see if I can sue them back for everything they have done to me. I will update soon with more information. Thank you for all your kind messages. I'm still feeling down, but like Elton John said, I'm still standing. Update 8, December 13, 2023. Hello, I have been reading your comments and your messages. Thank you. It's really helped me. I have been feeling down, but now I kind of feel good. I have made contacted with a lawyer, who recommended for me not to take action against my family yet. His suggestion was wait until the trial, so I can defend myself with the evidence I have gathered and then sue them back. I will be in court the 21st of January, so I have more time to think about everything. My sister and I started the paperwork to change our surnames, so we will still be family but only the 2 of us. I will go this Christmas with my sister, her girlfriend, and her family, so at least I won't be alone during the celebrations. My sister and I adopted 2 dogs too. One is old, 13 years, and the other is younger, 2 years. So now I have more company. Thank you for all the kind messages, and sorry for the constant updates. I just need to write it all down, and see your positive messages, and your suggestions are helping me a lot. I'm very grateful, and I consider you more family than my blood-related one. Update January 9, 2nd, 2024. First of all, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Now, I have something to tell before the update. During these days I have seen that my story has reached YouTube. My sister told me, but they made up some details, like I was unable to impregnate anyone, because I was sterile, lol. Another video was telling something about my ex-GF having an addiction, even made up some legal stuff. I don't like that at all, so please don't make up things about me or anyone. One other thing, thank you to everyone for your comments during this time. I know I said I would update regularly, but I had lots going on. I have even been able to talk with people around the world. That's something I didn't expect, but it makes me happy to know that I have people who worry about me. My sister and I have already chosen a new surname for us. It will be Moreno in Spain. it's the tradition that the bastards have a nickname based on physical traits, and since we both have black hair, we choose Moreno. I have been talking with my lawyer and my sister about my court case. We have both prepared, but my lawyer suggested for me to prepare and gather more evidence, so I am contacting some family so they can back me up. About the vacations, well, it has been sad, but at least relaxing. I went with my sister and her girlfriend to the city of Vigo. We have been there for 2 weeks, and it has been the first Christmas without my parents and my brother, my ex too, but I have been doing Christmas with my family since forever. The day of Christmas Eve, we were with my sister girlfriend's family. They are from Vigo, and I felt kind of out of place, not because of them. But I felt kind of numb, and I felt jealous of their relationship. My sister kinda noticed this, and tried to cheer me up. I felt bad for making her worry about me. That night I didn't go out to celebrate, because I felt sad about everything, so I stayed in at my sister girlfriend's house, and watched TV. The funny part is that I made friends with the grandparents. They were really nice to me, and after telling them my situation they gave me really good advice, and made me feel better with myself. This New Year's Eve, I was thinking of doing the same, but this time my sister made me go with her girlfriend, and her girlfriend's cousins, to have dinner and watch the countdown. I felt again like I was out of place, but one of my sister girlfriend's cousins was very talkative with me. She just ended a really toxic relationship, and my sister was trying to make me talk to her all the time while we're there. That made me a little anxious at the beginning, but we ended up kissing after the countdown. I am not ready to have a relationship, I told her, and she understands. We are just friends. I mean, we met on Christmas Eve, but we have only been talking for 5 days at this point. We returned yesterday to my sister's house, and I still feel kinda numb about everything. It has been a weird Christmas, but kind of warm too. That's all for now. Sorry for not having much to say.